Look at a map of the world's greatest ancient empires. What do they all have in common? They weren't just built on land. They were built on water. For thousands of years, rivers decided where empires rose and where they fell. From the Nile to the Yellow River, these flowing arteries of the planet were the ultimate source of power. How it starts with the basics: food. Every year, rivers like the Nile would flood, depositing rich, fertile silt onto their banks. This created a surplus of food, allowing populations to grow beyond small hunter-gatherer bands. With more food came more people, and with more people came the need for organization. But rivers offered more than just a free meal. They were the original highways. Boats could carry heavy goods like grain, stone, and timber far more efficiently than any cart pulled by an ox. This turned rivers into bustling trade routes, connecting distant towns and creating wealth. And wherever wealth flows, governments follow. Rulers taxed the trade moving along the river, funding armies and building cities. A river also served as a natural barrier, a defensive moat against invaders. So, you have food, trade, taxes, and defense. Whoever controlled the river controlled the very lifeblood of civilization. They controlled power. Let's look at ancient Egypt. It's often called the gift of the Nile, and for good reason. The predictable rhythm of the Nile's flood cycle dictated Egyptian life, religion, and governance. The pharaoh's authority was tied directly to the river's bounty. The Nile was Egypt's entire world, providing nearly all its fresh water. Fast forward to today. That ancient dynamic is playing out again, but with modern technology. Ethiopia is completing the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, or GERD, on the Blue Nile far upstream from Egypt. This single dam has the potential to control the flow of water that has sustained Egypt for millennia, radically reshaping the balance of power in the region. It shows that even now, control of the Nile is a matter of national survival. Now, let's travel to Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers, the Tigris and Euphrates. Unlike the Nile, these rivers were wild and unpredictable. To survive, the people of Mesopotamia had to innovate. They dug a complex network of irrigation canals to tame the floods and direct water to their fields. This was a monumental task that required massive coordination. Who gets water when? Who maintains the canals? Answering these questions gave rise to the world's first bureaucracy. Priests and kings managed the water, and in doing so, they managed the people. Scribes recorded water allocations on clay tablets, the very first spreadsheets. This system of control, born from the need to manage water, laid the foundation for law, administration, and the city-state itself. This pattern repeats across the globe. In the Indus Valley, ancient cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa were masterpieces of urban planning. With sophisticated drainage systems and public baths built around a mastery of water. Their entire civilization was designed to live in harmony with the river. Meanwhile, in China, the Yellow River was known as China's sorrow for its devastating floods that could wipe out entire communities. The immense challenge of taming this river forced early Chinese dynasties to mobilize huge populations for massive public works projects, like building dikes and levees. This centralized effort strengthened the emperor's power, proving that only a strong, unified state could protect the people from the wrath of the river. The mandate of heaven was often tied to the ruler's ability to control the floods. From ancient canals to modern dams, the story remains the same. The very rivers that built the first empires are still critical flashpoints in global politics today. Disputes over the GERD on the Nile, water-sharing treaties on the Indus between India and Pakistan, and the proliferation of dams on the Mekong in Southeast Asia are all modern chapters in this ancient struggle for control. Dams, treaties, and water rights are the new weapons in this ongoing game of power, where control of water means control over economies, food security, and national destiny. Rivers gave birth to empires, and they haven't stopped shaping our world. The lines of power on our maps were first drawn by the flow of water, and even today, they continue to decide who thrives and who struggles. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more stories on how history shapes our present.